There isn't anything we can't handle. I also need you to always remember that your first impression is your most lasting.
But we already met Miss Woodruff.
Yeah. Honey, please. Now then, Star, stand up straight. Shoulders back. Very good. I love your hair. The outfit is terrific. I wouldn't have chosen jeans, but there's no time to change. And your shoes. Oh, darling, they're fabulous. Langston, your...
You can say it. 4-letter word, starts with H, ends in R.
That wasn't the 4-letter word I was thinking of. Honey, this, group home they forced you to live in, was it filled with demented hairstylists that forced you to put those streaks in your beautiful hair? Ooh.
Cavalry is here. Whatever you need, we got you covered.
Hello.
Boys, I'm afraid this isn't a good time.
This is it. Do you really think it'll work?
Yes, it's got to work. Okay, everybody, positive thinking. Come on.
Okay, everyone straighten up and...
Yep.
Look. Come here. Okay, nice.
Gorgeous. Ready? Positive attitude. Why, Miss Woodruff, so good to see you again. Please do come in. And
This is Mr. Preston, my supervisor.
How do you do?
This
So
is Dr.
good to
Lord.
meet you, sir.
And this is Langston Wilde.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hello?
And this is Star Manning, her best friend, and the applicant's daughter.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi.
And we're good friends with Langston, too. I'm Cole.
Cole?
Hey, Marco.
Nice to meet you. Nice meeting you all. Now, getting down to the matter at hand.
Yes, indeed. But let me take your coat first.
Thank you.
Oh, I cannot thank you enough for expediting this interview. So, shall we all go into the living room? Girls, sofa? Yes. Boys, up there? Miss Woodruff, please, won't you have a seat? Mr. Preston.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So as I was saying, thank you very, very much for expediting this interview, because we are all anxious for Langston to put her dreadful experiences behind her and move on with her life.
With us.
Oh, there's no need to thank us, Dr. Lord. Placing children in loving families.
Here's our job.
Yes, and your Miss Woodruff has been doing her job just splendidly.
Could you please inform Mrs. Manning that we're here and we can begin the final interview?
Is there a problem?
No, it's just that Mrs. Manning is not here.
Actually, that is a problem. I don't understand. If Mrs. Manning was unavailable or needed to reschedule, I'm sure...
Well, you see, Mrs. Manning was called out of town for a family emergency quite suddenly. And, of course, that was just before we got the wonderful news that Child Services was ready to approve her as Langston's foster mother. However, I do have all of the paperwork right here. Yes, indeed. It's signed and notarized. And, of course, I am available to answer any initial questions or concerns that you may have.
That's all well and good, but without the interview, I'm afraid...
Well, couldn't you make this one exception and schedule the interview at a later date?
Well, if Mrs. Manning isn't available, I'd like to speak with her husband.
Mr. Manning would love to speak to you.
Excellent.
However, Mr. Manning had to go out of town with Mrs. Manning to handle this family emergency, but I'm sure the second that it is resolved, I can assure you...
Does the husband concur with Mrs. Manning's decision to foster Langston?
Concur? He's all for it.
I can't seem to find his affidavit to that effect.
That's because there isn't one.
No husband and no affidavit.
Well, here's the story. Mr. Manning has been out of town for a
So there's no way to verify that he's even aware of the situation with Langston?
Well...
If that is the case, then there is no way that I can approve Mrs. Manning's application.
But all of Blair's paperwork is in order, and I really do not think... that Langston should be penalized just because the meeting was expedited and Blair happens to be out of town?
If we expedited this process, it was because we were receiving constant pressure from you.
Well, that's because it's of paramount importance that Langston be removed from that transient environment into a stable and loving home.
We understand that.
Well, then, for heaven's sake, work with us, please. Blair's going to be back in a day or two. Couldn't you at least approve her application pending the positive outcome of her interview?
Will Mr. Manning be back as well?
I really couldn't say. He's out searching for his missing son.
So you said.
I've heard about the case on the news.
So then what's the problem?
Mrs. Manning is not present. Mr. Manning is searching for a child he fathered with another woman, and there's no proof that he even supports his wife's petition.
And what do you suggest we do?
I'm sorry. Mrs. Manning's application to provide a foster home for Langston Wild is officially rejected.
No, you can't do this to
For
her.
your own good.
No, it's not. This is bull.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Just please excuse the girls. They're understandably upset.
Langston, you're going to have to...
No! There has to be something we can do.
There is. There's definitely something we can do. If Blair cannot be Langston's foster mother, then I will be.
What did you just say?
I'd like to be your foster mother.
Are you serious? My aunt doesn't joke around about stuff like this.
She's right.
You don't have to do this.
I want to. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, except that it just seemed natural for Blair to be your foster mother because, well, Star's your best friend.
I can't deal with this. This is too much.
And much too abrupt. Take some time to consider what...
I don't need time. I know what I want right now. However, I do realize how overwhelming this must be for you.
I don't even know where I belong anymore.
Oh, yes, you do. You suffered the terrible loss of your parents, and yet here you are. You fed, clothed yourself, made a stable home for yourself for over a year. You are one of the bravest, most courageous, extraordinary people I have ever met. You belong here. And we can do this together. You know it.
Don't you want to talk to your boyfriend about this first?
Clint? Certainly not. What's he have to do with it? Besides which, he's in Texas right now.
Are you referring to Clint Buchanan?
Yes, I am. Oh, dear. You did a background check on me because I'm part of Blair's family?
Yes.
And?
It was decided you've made a concerted effort to change.
Thank you. Do you have those blank forms with you?
I do.
This is highly irregular.
We all want Langston to have a proper home, don't we? Please, won't you let me fill out those forms? Fini? I'm sure that you are going to find everything in order, and of course, I'm available day or night if you have any questions or concerns.
Since I have now inspected Langston's prospective new home and had the opportunity to interview you, Dr. Lord, all that remains is for me to review these forms.
Couldn't you do it right away?
You are a formidable woman, Dr. Lord, but no. This last process is a private one.
But I have every confidence.
We are sure that you do. And with any luck, you could be Ms. Wild's foster mother as early as next week.
Thank you so much.
There's no need to thank us. You should thank Dr. Lord. She's been your champion since day one.
Oh, let me show you out.
What if they don't let her do it? Oh, they have to.
Yeah, we have to stay positive.
It's a slam dunk. I mean, would you want to say no to Dr. Lord about something she really wanted? I wouldn't.
And to do so would be at your own peril.
I say we go celebrate hallowed grounds, huh?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to jinx it.
Oh, no. I don't think there's any need for us to be superstitious. Celebrate away.
Thank you, Aunt Dorian.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Well, let's go. Okay. I can be a handful.
So can I.
Sure you're up to this?
Absolutely. Are you sure you can handle me?
You're not so tough.
Neither are you. But we'll make that our little secret.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm actually starting to believe everything will be okay.
There are two things you should know about me. I always keep my promises, and I'm nearly always right.